Hello, everyone. There were questions out of Chapter 3 on how to utilize the financial calculator shown here to my left in order to determine the time value of money concept questions, meaning that if we're trying to determine the present value of an amount, future value of an amount, or even the amount of the payment, we can use this calculator shown to my left to do those types of calculations. Now, this calculator that's shown here, you have access to through My Finance Lab. So you go to your main menu, you scroll down, you will see on the left-hand side, it will give you a link that you can click on that will give you access to a financial calculator. So the best way to show how to use the actual calculator is by going through some problems. So what I've done is selected a few homework problems out of chapter 3, and we're going to use this calculator to solve these problems. So you ready? Let's go. The first problem says Sandra wants to deposit $110 each year for her son. If she places her deposit in a savings account that pays 6% per year, what amount will be in the account in 15 years? So you first want to ask yourself, what factor am I trying to find? Number of periods, interest rate, present value, payment amount, or future value. In this case, it says what amount will be in the account in 15 years. Therefore, we're trying to find out the future value. So for each problem, they're going to give you certain information to plug in to find the missing value. In this case, the missing value is going to be future value. Let's begin with the number of periods. She's going to invest for 15 years. So this is going to go away, what you will see. So I'm going to type in 15, then press N for the number of periods. Next, for the interest rate, is going to be 6% per year. So I'll press 6, then press the interest rate key, followed by the 110. This is where you have to be careful. The 110, you're going to make that payment deposit amount each year. This is known as a payment because she's paying 110 each year for the next 15 years. Now, if she was to deposit 110 just once, it would be present value. But because she's going to deposit 110 each year for the next 15 years, that's known as a payment. So I'm going to put in the 110, put it in as a negative number. Whenever you put values into the calculator, you put it as a negative number in order to get a positive result. I'm going to hit the payment key. Then I'm going to click where it says to CPT, which stands for compute, and then press FV for future value. So we see that if Sandra was to invest 110 each year for the next 15 years and earn interest at 6% per year, at the end of 15 years, she would have in the account $2,560.36. Notice it says for your answers to round to the nearest cent. Okay, let's try another one, shall we? All right, we shall. Next, we have DeMarcus, who wants to retire with $1 million in savings by the time he turns 70. He is currently 18 years old. Smart young man. How much will he need to save each year, assuming he can get a 9% annual rate on his investment? So what do we know for this problem? The 1 million represents the future value. He wants to save money from 18 to the time that he's 70, which is a 52-year period. So N will equal 52. And the annual interest rate is going to be 9%. The question says, how much will he need to save each year, meaning what is going to be the payment amount for this example. So for this problem here, we're trying to figure out what's going to be the actual payment amount. So let's reset our calculator and put in our factors. So the 1 million represents the future value. So I'm going to put in 1 million. And it doesn't matter which order you put these factors in. Again, I'm going to put it as a negative number and hit FV for future value. The interest rate is 9%. So I'll hit 9, followed by the interest rate. Next, the number of periods is going to be 52 years. So I'll put in 52 and hit the N for number of periods. And last, I want to calculate the actual amount of the payment. So I'm going to hit the compute button and then click PMT for payment. So it's telling us that the Marcus has to invest each year $1,030 and again 41 cents rounded to the nearest cent in order to have in the account $1 million by the time he turns 70, based upon an annual interest rate of 9%. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's try one more. For the next problem, we have Cheryl. She wants to have $1,800 in spending money to take on a trip to Disney World in 3 years. It says how much must she deposit now in a savings account that pays 9% per year to have the money she needs in 3 years. So once again, you want to ask yourself, what is the missing factor? In this case, and most probably will tell you, you're trying to figure out what is the present value amount. So we know the future value is 1,800. The N is 3 years, and the interest rate is going to be 9%. You ready to work? Let's go. So I'm going to again reset my calculator. And again, it doesn't matter which order we put these amounts in. I'll begin with the 1,800 being the future value. So I'll put in 1,800. And again, put in that as a negative number and click the future value. Next, we have the number of periods being 3 years. So I'll hit 3 and type in for number of periods, followed by the interest rate, which is going to be 9%. Hit the 9 button, hit my interest rate, and we want to figure out what is going to be the present value amount. So I'll say compute, and compute what? Compute present value. So this is saying that Cheryl needs to invest today $1,308.93, leave it there for 3 years, earn interest of 9% per year. If she does that, she will have in her account $1,800 at the end of 3 years. So here are 3 examples of how to use a financial calculator in order to determine the future value, the payment amount, as well as the present value. Okay, so in order to find the actual calculator again, let me cancel out of here. If you go to your main menu, just click where it says Financial Calculator, and then click on the My Finance Lab Financial Calculator. It will bring up the one we just used to work on those examples. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you have additional questions, feel free to email me or contact me via phone. Thank you.